Okay, so from my audience feedback, I've learned a lot of things about the music video and ancillary text, etc. And I'm just going to talk about them and what I've learned from these and go into specific detail about what I've learned. Initially, the idea I had of our target audience would be quite heavy rock genre, general conventions, Slipknot, Oscar Zandra, bands like that, Bullet for My Valentine, quite heavy bands where the people that listen to them and the people that go to their gigs, they're quite hardcore fans, so they don't sort of cheat on each band. They kind of stick to one band, that's their main band, and then they listen to other bands that are similar to that, but they wouldn't listen to Slipknot, and then they wouldn't go and listen to someone like, I don't know, Bob Marley. They kind of stick to their own kind of bands and genre. So I assumed it would be a band like that, like Paramore. But then I thought, modern day bands, they're kind of mixed. They're mixed between, like, a lot of people, they don't just listen to one genre. So I thought if we could open our target audience to the normal sort of pop, hip hop, R&B kind of audience, where the majority of people would listen to that as well as the hardcore genre, then I think it could work better for us. So I thought our target audience would be kind of quite heavy, quite rocky, but also have this, be inclined to listen to some of the more popular music such as Lady Gaga, Beyonce, people like that. Magazine-wise, for our ancillary text, I'd expect to see it in somewhere like Kerrang or NME, where the majority of the stories or articles in that would be involving heavy rock bands, where they're gigging, who they're gigging for, what countries they're in, the rest of their tour dates, etc. Because when we were looking through our research, I took a lot of inspiration from a magazine advert that I found in Kerrang, and I based a lot of our design ideas on inspiration from that. That was a Funeral for a Friend cover for our ancillary poster. They're quite similar if you look at them. However, I didn't just copy it. I made sure we made changes, made everything different, made it more our style, opposed to just a general convention. Real bands, if I was to compare ours to, it'd be probably someone like Paramore, again, Oscar Zandra, Bullet from the Valentine, bands like that. And I assumed if I was going to listen to it on the radio, I wouldn't be hearing it on something like Kiss 100 on a Friday evening. It'd probably be on Radio 1 maybe towards the end of the night, or they do a heavy show on a Friday, I think it is, or it'd be someone like Kerrang online. There's lots of heavy metal stations online, such as Iron Fist Radio, which is more of an independent one that I found recently. And if I was to see it on advertisement somewhere, I wouldn't really see it in like everyday places, like on the side of a bus, like someone like Oasis when they're releasing the new album, they're broken up now. But someone like a big band like that, where they've made their name in the industry and people know who they are. Both modern day bands like You Me at Six, they're big, but they'd be advertising more in magazines, Kerrang, Scars, TV channels like that, and that's probably where I'd expect to see the majority of our advertisement. Yeah. Okay, so we considered various things when we were designing our texts, and we assumed, well, we knew that we were going to have to get audience feedback, as it would be key in the designing of our music video and of course our ancillary text. So we made sure that that was our priority before we started. We did our research, did our planning, and it was key to find out what people wanted to see, because we could do what we think would look good, but it wouldn't necessarily work in that genre. So we needed the conventions to work well and the genre to actually think, yeah, you know what, this text can look good. So essentially we had set up a questionnaire for our target audience, and we set out and we got them to fill out a few questions. These questions include things such as what kind of fonts and text would you expect to see. A lot of them said kind of dark, mysterious, kind of like scratched on. So there's a band like My Chemical Romance, their album features, the title was simply scratched on, like if you see in a hospital, in the films, when they're in mental hospitals and stuff, and they go into a cell and someone scratched a word on, so it's quite a spooky kind of mysterious effect. They think, yeah, stuff like that works well in the genre. And they also said for the colour scheme, they wouldn't expect to see something vibrant and colourful, as that's more towards the pop genre. They'd expect the dark, sort of dark grey, purples, navies, black, colours like that, because that's the generally used colours. Although it's not always good to just follow the crowd, in this sense, that's what they're telling us to do. The audience is key, and the audience is telling us keep it consistent with the genre, so dark black colour schemes, mysterious fonts. Now our band logo, the In Transition band logo, is going to be consistent throughout, because that's the logo of the band. So that's going to be a recognisable icon. For instance, things such as the Pizza Hut logo, McDonald's, as soon as you see that you think, yep, there's McDonald's. So that's what the band want to try and achieve with their logo. So like Metallica, in this genre, similar convention, they have their own logo. So the minute you see that font, you think, hey, isn't that the Metallica font? And then it's instantly recognisable. For from our target audience, they're the kind of things we found out, and we also found out the kind of conventions that go into a music video. For example, they assumed, or they expected to see quite crazy, wild partying scenes where the band go and get drunk, they mess around, they play their guitars, a lot of cool music shots, performance shots. So, for example, shots of mosh pit, shots of the crowd. And unfortunately, the band were unable to gig at the time we were doing the video, so we couldn't get any cool performance shots off the crowd. However, we did manage to set them up with a small studio in which it looks like they're actually playing a gig, and you can see all the performance shots. You see the cool drum fills, the guitar solos, things such as that. So it looks like a real live stage performance. However, it's merely filmed, and we had to get the best out of what we could. So that's what our target audience asked for. They said, we want to see them going wild, we want to meet the band, see what their personality is like, see them going crazy, having a good time, because that develops a good relationship between the audience and the band themselves. And if there's a good relationship between them, then that encourages more people to listen to them, because they think, oh, that band seems cool, they're tweeting all these followers, blah, blah, blah. So the more relationship there is between the band, and that brings in the most influential aspect of our entire music video, ancillary text, meeting the audience, linking it all together, is the Web 2.0. If we didn't have the internet in production of this music video, design of these texts, it would have been a lot harder to gather the information that we needed. So things such as Twitter, Facebook, Blogger essentially, because that's what we're putting all our research onto, they were essential in designing these texts. So that's how we contacted our audience, the use of mobile phones, texting, everyday digital technologies, just simple things, but they're so influential. If we didn't have Facebook, we couldn't talk to the fans, see who follows the band on Twitter. This affected our planning for the design a lot. It was definitely one of the key points in designing. We had to make sure when we're designing, wait, does this look good? Does this fit what the audience have asked for? So essentially, we were designing for the fans. So although the designing is for the band and it's what they want, essentially they know that it has to suit the fans, and the fans have to think, you know what, that looks cool. Like if you see a big pink balloon with, I don't know, birds flying around it and they're all happy, it wouldn't necessarily suit what the band wanted to portray in their music, and I doubt the fans would enjoy that. Whereas if you listen to that and you sort of put it around in a cycle, then it all works effectively and it's more efficient in its portrayal of the band and the relationship between the band. The information affected our planning, as I've said, every time we made a step, and I've shown it in the development of my poster, and I put a PowerPoint up, every single thing you do, you have to think, how is this going to affect my poster? Does it still coincide with what the audience want? As that was key in the designing of our ancillary text and also the music video. Okay, so we had a small focus group when we were designing this, and that focus group was the band itself. Every time we made a change, every time we had a substantial sort of breakthrough in our designing, we go to the band, oh, does this look cool, do you like this? And they go, yeah, or no. So scrap that, or yeah, put that in, that looks really cool, we can use some more features like that. This impacted our designing and the development of our work a lot, as every time we had something, we could literally just go, do you like this? They go, yeah. If they didn't, say no, alright, we're not using that. And if they say yeah, oh, okay, cool, we'll put it in the video then, or put it on the ancillary text, it works well. So it had a good effect on our planning, and it made things look quicker for us, as we didn't have to do the whole video, then say, oh wait, no, we don't like that, do it all again. So we could just literally every small step show them, yep, I like that, sorted that one out. So that was good. It was a good effect on our art design, and it sped things up for us a lot. Okay, so we had a small focus group when we were designing this, and that focus group was the band itself. Every time we made a change, every time we had a substantial sort of breakthrough in our designing, we go to the band, oh, does this look cool, do you like this? And they go, yeah, or no. So scrap that, or yeah, put that in, that looks really cool, we can use some more features like that. This impacted our designing and the development of our work a lot, as every time we had something, we could literally just go, do you like this? They go, yeah. If they didn't, say no, alright, we're not using that. And if they say yeah, oh, okay, cool, we'll put it in the video then, or put it on the ancillary text, it works well. So it had a good effect on our planning, and it made things look quicker for us, as we didn't have to do the whole video, then say, oh wait, no, we don't like that, do it all again. So we could just literally every small step show them, yep, I like that, sorted that one out. So that was good. It was a good effect on our art design, and it sped things up for us a lot. So from my research into the audience and the audience expectations from the feedback that I've received from them, it's really had a sort of resounding impact on the overall music video itself, especially the mise-en-scene part of it. Essentially what we've had to do is create an environment that would be respected for a live performance shots, For example, something that could look like it was in Wembley Arena, the O2 Arena, just things like that. So we've just essentially got black backdrop, simple, dark, mysterious, as my audience feedback has told me, with flashing strobe lights, not strobe lights, but flashing lights, green, red, blue, and they're flashing, so it creates the wild, crazy atmosphere, which coincides nicely with the dark black backdrop. So it creates a good sort of wild and crazy lighting effect and a wild and crazy atmosphere, which is what the audience has said they wanted in the feedback. Also in the mise-en-scène of the party scene, the lights are similar. There's fairy lights all around the walls, and these are blue, red, green, all of these coinciding together, with then just simple white ones on the other side of the wall to provide a nice backlight for the band, so they're never really going to be in the dark, as everything's been lit appropriately. Then all I've done is thrown some cards around the floor, some empty beer bottles, empty wine bottles, empty bottles of whiskey, gin, rum, etc. This is a really effective technique as it makes the room look messy, like there's been a party. I learned it when I was doing my research into the music video of Kiss and Tell by You Me at 6, in which you see the band in the party, they're having a great time, then you see the aftermath of it, and you see all the sort of spray paint over the walls, all the bottles thrown all over the floor. So I wanted to create an effect like that, so from my research I've learnt that. Also, To the Stage by Ice and Alexandria, who are these two bands are fairly similar to In Transmission. So the conventions I put across are quite similar. And also, from my audience feedback, the first time when I took some location shots, they said that the room should be a little more sort of crazy, as although it just looks like a normal bedroom, it should have a wild effect. So what we've done is, instead of just having the lights still, we have them flashing, so that creates the room a lot more hectic. So it's like, whoa, it's more vibrant, so it creates a crazy and wild atmosphere that the audience said they wanted. But yeah, so that had a big impact on our music video, and the mise-en-scene sorry, the mise-en-scene was put together mainly all based on audience feedback and audience what they told us they wanted, so the specification that they gave us almost.